Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency and Wally Hatchett's Comfort Food and Drinks at 6439 Summer Avenue.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And Andy, appreciate Andy Tweed being with us. He's got to get out of here and do his job. And thanks, Andy, for your input.
Absolutely.
As we get closer to the season, we'll get back with Andy and check in with him. But you can go to LR Outdoors. No, there I go again. I've done it again. We have a new website, y'all, and
Correct.
I'm having really trouble. It's LarryRay.com now, and it's real simple. It's REA. Go to that. You'll be able to listen to this segment anytime you want to and hear the information that Andy did. Andy?
Yes,
Good
sir.
job, buddy. Good to see you over there, okay?
Good to see you.
All
I did want to touch on one thing real quick.
Yes, one thing.
Okay, we were talking about the private property
Oh,
program and us having to have a warrant and all that.
Yes.
Or permission. Now, that only affects Title 70, which is the hunting regulations.
That's right.
All right, boating and fishing, on public waters, it does not apply.
Well, we don't want to get into that anyway.
No, that's another legal mumbo jumbo.
If you ever fished on the Wolf River, I'm not going to talk about it, okay? All right. Thank you, Andy.
All right, thank you, guys. Good to see y'all.
Andy
Take care.
Tweed, thank you. All right. Hey, let's switch gears and go to one of my favorite places. And, of course, it's on my bucket list once I get through with this journey, as Gene Smith will know. I got to get out and get around. I've been cooped up for too long, but one of my favorite places just happens to be Cotter, Arkansas, up in that area, and that's where we find John Berry with the Berry Brothers Guide Service. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Larry. How are you?
I'm doing good, and as I always, when we talk to John, I'm always amazed, Gene, you know this too, of John's fishing report, because not only does he give a thorough fishing report of what's going on the North Fork of the White River or the White River, Spring River, little whatever it might be, but always at the end he has to throw in a little commentary. And this week I really liked light at the end of the tunnel, John. I mean, that's what I've been going through for 6 months here, and there's light at the end of the tunnel.
It's a train.
So explain that to our listeners. What does that mean?
All right. We're in the fourth high water year in a row.
4 in a row, yeah.
So we've been running water all summer long.
Yes.
And they're finally getting the lakes down to where we can start looking at regular water, which is much more fishable. And so I say we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's not here yet, but we can almost taste it.
So you're saying we will be in a power pool on all the lakes in the White River system on August the 16th. Okay.
Now that's been updated.
What is
by
it
the of course.
So what is it?
By the Corps of Engineers till August 23rd. We got a little rain last
August
week.
the 23rd. Okay. Well, that's like the 10-day forecast on the weatherman.
Yeah.
And, if I started keeping records of 10 days from now, I'm more concerned about what's going to happen in 2 days. Not much less 10 days.
I'm more interested in what's going to happen this afternoon.
Oh, that's right.
There you go.
Well, you don't have to worry about what's happening then, because you've been saying all these power pools and everything like that. Of course, what's going on at Dry Creek? A lot of people are wondering that and have asked me on that. But you're in the hotbed up there. The bull shows. People ask me about that. I'm wondering what's going on at Table Rock, Beaver Lake, all those areas that the White River is part of that. So tell us what's happening.
Okay, Beaver Lake is about inches from Power Pool.
Okay.
Now, Power Pool and Flood Pool. When the water, the top layer of the lake is Flood Pool.
Uh-huh.
When you're in Flood Pool, the Corps is in charge and they're just trying to get out of it.
Okay.
Get it out of there.
Right.
When you're in Power Pool, the Southwest Power Administration's involved, and they're trying to sell electricity. So if they're trying to sell electricity in Power Pool, that means they run it more during peak demand hours, which is the afternoon.
Okay. Yeah.
Therefore, you got the morning pretty much lower water.
But you're talking here also. You're talking about all the water, that power pool, and all these different kind of things. Is there still wadeable water out there for you fly fishing guys?
Not right now.
Okay. All right,
But that's what I'm expecting in that 2 to 3 week period.
Prime time. Prime time.
Prime time.
Hear that, folks?
We actually got a little wadeable water this past week.
Okay.
But it was just on a couple of days.
So what's been biting? You seen any size-wise?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's always size up here.
I like the way he says that. Oh, yeah. It's
yeah.
always. Always is a pretty big word, John. I mean,
always. Well, you can scam them up somewhere.
Okay.
What we're doing now is we still got a little high water, so we're fishing hoppers.
Okay, the hoppers. All right,
hoppers, which is grasshopper imitations.
Yeah.
And you get the boat and you go down the bank and you bang the bank. You want that hopper to hit inches from the bank.
All right.
And then you let it sit there, then you twitch it, and then you twitch it, and then a big old brown comes up and nails it.
So what's a big brown?
Well, I consider a trophy anything over 24.
I would say that. Yeah, that's longer than my arm here. I think that's pretty good. We're talking about inches, folks, not feet. Okay.
Yeah. That or pounds.
Yeah. Not meters, kilometers, or anything like that.
Right.
So,
fly fishermen don't say I caught an 8-pounder.
No, they don't.
They say I caught a 24-inch so and so because, mostly we're wading and toting them scales around is heavy.
Yes. Well, when I caught my 30-inch one, I didn't say how many pounds it was. When I got my biggest brown of my life, it's still on my webpage. Everybody said, when are you going to put a new picture on your webpage? Why should I put a new picture on the webpage when I've got a 30-inch brown?
Amen.
In front of me there.
Just tell them you'll put a new one up when you catch a 31.
Well, that's my goal, and I'd even like a 32. But, of course, my 30 is still out there, I hope, roaming around.
Well, just think, I don't know how long ago you released it, but he's out there growing, a few inches every year.
I hadn't thought about that. Well, I was at one time. I was doing the same thing. But that doesn't happen. Again, we're talking to John Berry of the Berry Brothers Guide Service out of Cotter, Arkansas. So, John, I know we've been in the dog days of summer. I'm just not a real big fan of July and August. I could just as soon just have 10 months of the year.
Listen, I was out last week, 103 degrees.
I don't. What was the heat index, as they have to tell us?
The heat index was 115.
All right. Well, let me ask you a question. All right. Andy's still sitting over there, and of course, Gene is here. When we grew up,
never heard of it.
Never heard of heat index.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of wind chill. Yeah. It was July. What did we think was going to happen in July, in August?
Hot.
Okay.
Well, I was introduced it in boot camp, and they called it wet bulb.
What did they call it? Say that again.
Wet bulb.
Wet bulb. Okay.
Yeah, it was a combination of the humidity and the temperature, and when it got to a certain point, they said, it's too dang hot for y'all to be out there. We'll kill you.
Amen to that.
And I know the term. I'm getting kind of off here. I usually do, but the term is invented by weather people. It had to be.
Of course.
The Weather Channel, I think, invented the heat index. And I don't like to be told it's 112.
I don't either.
Oh, wow. Way to go.
Well,
Jim.
What got me upset is I was out last week.
Yeah.
See, I hope when I go out in weather like that I got a couple of guys from Memphis that are working for FedEx and sitting in air-conditioned offices all the time. And when they get out there, they'll go, hey, it's getting warm. Let's go in.
It's getting warm. Let's go in.
But I drew 2 farmers.
Oh, all right.
That they're out there
they tested
every
you,
day.
didn't they?
It didn't bother them a bit, and I'm over there in the back seat. And in a riverboat, there is nowhere to hide.
There is nowhere to hide. No. But the fish know where to hide. And,
well, the fish, their water's 57 degrees. Summer, fall, winter, spring. They don't care.
makes no difference.
Makes no difference.
All right, so where right now, if this weekend, we're coming up in the middle of August. We've already gone by election over here, so to speak. So is August one of those days that you can still catch a big fish as hot as it is?
Oh, yeah. Now, here's what I would do if I were you.
All right, tell us.
I would rent a 12-year-old boy.
Rent a 12-year-old boy. Okay, listen to this,
take
Andy Tweed.
Take him to Dry Run Creek.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Down on Dry Run Creek, it's a tight little valley, got trees along it, got that cold water coming through.
Yes.
And it's like being in air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
And when you walk out of the creek, your glasses fog up. It's like you're coming out of a cave or
and
something.
you have to be 16 and under. Is that what it is at Dry Creek?
Under 16.
Okay, under 16, so not 16.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, if you get your driver's license, it's all over.
It's all over, yeah. You know, and folks, if you just Google Dry Creek, because it's an amazing place over there, and for kids to catch big fish. And I'm talking about big fish, right, John? I mean,
yeah. Now the biggest I've seen come out of there was old Henry.
Oh,
and he weighed 22 pounds.
22 pounds, old Henry. Right. Oh man!
And that was a 12-year-old boy.
A 12-year-old boy. That's not fair.
And I asked his daddy, "Where does he go from here?"
Yeah, that's like pitching a no-hitter in your first game,
right?
You know, and or a perfect
but,
game.
How can you top that?
Yeah,
you can't top it. But the whole deal is, you can go down there. It doesn't matter how hot it is outside, because down there it's like air conditioning.
It is. It's a.
It is. That
I'm
cold
feeling better
water.
already.
It's a tight valley.
Oh,
they got
man.
the trees. There's shade. And
I don't want to hear it anymore. That's enough.
so what you do is you go fishing on your own.
Yes.
At noon.
Yeah.
You go to Norfolk and go to Heidi's Ugly Cakes for lunch.
Heidi's Ugly Cakes. I know
Heidi's
that place.
Ugly Cakes.
I know that
Trust
place.
me.
Yes, I trust you.
And then in the afternoon, you take the kid down Dry Run Creek.
Well, tell them how to get in touch with you, John. You and Lori. What's if they want to set up a trip or whatever? Tell them how.
Well, call me at 870-435-2169.
Okay.
Or go to my website, www.berrybrothersguides.com.
That's it. John Berry, thank you, buddy, for being with us.
Thank you.
We'll
See
talk
you up
to you
here
next
sometime,
month.
buddy.
All right, buddy. Thank you. All right.
All right, bye.
Take a break. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry. It's fun time with Gene Smith. Wake up, Gene.
Where am I?
All right. We'll be right back.